time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live. Today is Tuesday the 25th. S&P down 3, NASDAQ up 47, Russell down 14, Dow down 90, gold up 0.25%, silver up 2%, notes and bonds both up 0.21, 10-year yield down 0.58, oil's down 0.25%, natty gas down 1.5%. Grains all finished red. Euro up a little bit. Pound down a little bit. Bitcoin down about 0.75%. VIX sitting at 17.40. Pretty light day today. Got my my first price action iron Condor. I closed it out before getting stopped. Where I booked 30% on 4 of the 7. We started to see that downside, and I was going to be away from my computer, so I went ahead and closed the rest out. I've got the other one that I just put on. It's kind of hesitating because I was afraid that might be a little bounce before heading through lows of day, which we're currently doing. So I'm going to need a little bounce, need a little help from my friends. So that's it. Oh, day trades. I'm up like 900. Had a couple this morning on the live stream. I had a nice winner in Tesla that went away pretty quickly, although Tesla is now doing what I wanted it to. I posted in the day trading chat when we were kind of creeping up here. Tesla was going against the market. When it pushed up above yesterday's high and then kind of pulled back, I caught that little pop right there with some pretty decent size. And then when it came back down, I added, and then when it pushed lower, I cut out. So ended up taking a small loss on it. This is what I wanted it to do. And Tesla is kind of bucking the trend of the market right now. Looking at some of these other stocks. Apple made a tick through highs of day, but pulling back a little bit. Amazon's been pretty choppy since the open. Google caught a little runner in Google this morning on the live stream. MSTR, I caught some of that up move, so I had a winner there. Nvidia started off really weak, kind of made its way all the way back up to highs of day before rolling over, and then now it's just chopping. Meta was strong early, and it's given almost all of it back. So that is where we stand today. No BICs for me today. Just really the main couple of price action iron condors and day trading. Yeah, Elliot, my last one was only 5 wide. I've got that same bot that I shared with you. It's got targets $3.50 strikes, and that is what it chose. So my credit, if you see my credit, it was $8.40. It's usually somewhere around between $6 and $7. So those were the closest. But we can keep this little bounce going a little bit. It's currently at 15%. A 2-point bounce would hit my 20%. How are the TLCers today? So my kids are on spring break and I haven't been back to my office this week. And so I've got Tat on my home computer here, but I just decided I wasn't going to do it while I wasn't really able to pay too close of attention. Didn't do any yesterday either. Yeah, the premiums, I mean, VIX is still at 17, but yeah, these premiums definitely getting thin. I mean, you're still about five wide here if you were to enter now. Just a little bump, just a little 5 point bump is all I ask. Even though we're consolidating, I don't really like taking these at lows of day. It's been a pretty tight range though. I mean, low of 60, high of 86, so 26 points. There's about a 29 point expected move at the beginning of the day. You look at the daily chart, obviously, especially compared to the last couple of days, just a pretty tiny range here, just kind of a pause day. SMH has been red all day. Started to bounce and get a little bit stronger, but it's down 0.5%. As far as individual stocks go, DJT has kind of been the leader on my uh, board all day. DJT has earnings after the bell today. Don't think I'll be doing an earnings play on that one. Crowd is up 3.5. A little ways off of its highs. Lyft up 2.5. Netflix is up over 2. Made a little run this morning and then it's just been chopping under highs of day. Tesla just ticked up through highs of day and immediately came down a little bit. This morning, 30 minutes after the bell, we had consumer confidence and new home sales and Richmond Manufacturing Index. Caused a little tiny shakeup in the market when it first came out. Tomorrow, durable goods pre-market and a couple of Fed speakers. Thursday, final GDP and unemployment claims pre-market. And then Friday, core PCE and the revised consumer sentiment. Yeah, after that initial flush, I kind of felt like Tesla wanted to extend its gains. It had that big pop yesterday. Up, what was it? Up like 12% or so. Kind of retraced, but looked like it wanted to run, and it does again. My iron condor is at 12%. I just need a little tiny bump, a little baby bump. How was the BIX today? I assume pretty good, Elliot. I would assume. I mean, the ones you got in at kind of late morning, top of the peak height of the push up. I guess you could have had a double stop there depending on when you got in, but all PM tranches. Well, you had a couple little pops and pops and dumps too that could have got hit. Nice, nice. JLN so far so good, good. How are the how do you like trading the BIX on the option Omega? All right, here's a little bounce. I'm at 20%. I don't think I'll be greedy here. I'm gonna go ahead and take off 4 of 7. Yeah, I've had that happen too, where it tried the 10 times and then gave up as well. I'm not sure what the situation is with that. Do you have it adjusting at 5 cent increments? And you're on Tasty. I've had the same thing with Tradier, so yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yep. Yeah, that's the same. I've had that before. I had it on a just on a calendar spread, not on a BIC trade, but was it uh was it trying to fill a long leg that was bidless by chance? I can't remember. Can you go, 50 wide or whatever the first 5 cent leg is? I can't remember if you can do that on theirs. So if you use 90 wide, I mean, there's a good chance you can have bidless longs unless I can't remember. Is there some, like how Trade Steward says 50 wide up to I can't remember how they word it. Yeah, I don't know that they have a filter for that. That might be it. Yeah, max width. I know I requested it on the back testing before they had the automation. I can't remember off the top of my head if they have it on the automation. Okay. All right, maybe that's not it then. My iron condor, nice and centered. SPX back in the green. Nasdaq is green. Russell and Dow still red. Netflix approaching highs of day. By the way, if there's anyone new here today, a lot of downtime. Good time to ask questions if you have any. Just kind of managing my last price action iron condor here. Oh, my goodness gracious. I forgot about my Rick. No, I have not closed it. Ooh, yeah, it's not in good shape. Need to get below 50, 57.50. That's 15 points away. Well, totally forgot about that thing. I did. So when we were pushing at highs of day, I looked at it and it was down a decent amount, and then we started to roll over. So I just decided, oh, well, if we crush through lows, might have a chance. So I just left it, but I haven't even thought about it for the last 2 hours. Just gonna hold for now. Needs to get below 65 or above 80. I'll be ready when these kids go back to school. This spring break is really putting a cramp in my trading. Well, this price action is working well for my price action iron Condor. Right here is just fine. SPX getting a rejection a little bit at the unchanged level. Tesla popped up to a new high of day. Got pushed down a little bit. Yeah, I don't think there's a timeline on Schwab yet for option Omega. I think they're pretty close to rolling it out of beta with Tasty and Tradier. Oh, there's Troy. There's the man. He's back. Tesla back up. Tesla just wants to go. It's gotten beat down. It's just ready to run. So I've primarily just traded calendars with with the option Omega automation. I've primarily just been doing my calendars on Tradier. So I'm not using a stop or anything. So I wouldn't be the best one to ask about that. So I just haven't done a lot of iron condors or spreads that would have a stop on them. But as far as my experience, I mean, it was, Traders had a couple issues. Not, I mean, what I've found is that the execution, like I was doing a ton of comparison of a fill execution with Toss versus Tradier, and when I was more active trading a Tasty account, I was comparing Tasty as well. And what I found is that like if I would put in and I was testing iron condors and butterflies, vertical spreads, so 2 and 4 legged spreads. And what I found is that um, on American style options like stocks and ETFs, uh, you're typically getting a better execution on toss and tasty. But on SPX, there was no difference. Yeah, and I mean, there's only one exchange, right? Chicago CBO. Whereas stocks, it gets routed differently. So their whole model is payment for order flow and no commissions, and so that's where they make their money is on their payment for order flow with equities. Yeah, I mean all the brokers do. Tasty does, Toss does. For whatever reason, the way that their routing system works, just apparently for stocks and equities, it my experience was better fills on Toss and Tasty, but SPX no difference. Today you opened 50 points below in the money and immediately lost 2K. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Abash. Yeah, Tradier has the assignment fee. It's per strike, so it's not per contract or anything, but yeah, you're in the money. If you let in the money options expire with SPX, it would be a $9 fee per strike. Tesla's still moving. SPX still chopping around unchanged, which is good. I'm almost at 40%. Netflix creeping back up towards highs of day. Oh, Lychee. Sorry, I missed your comment. Am I saying that right? Lychee? Lychee 101? Did I say that right? Did I pronounce that right? Lychee 101? Okay. Um, So your question is, what's the advantage of Trade Steward over or Option Omega over Trade Steward with Toss? I would say a couple things. One, the simplicity of setting up a bot is just so easy. So, for example, let's say I wanted to set up my one DTE VIX under 18 trade as a bot. I literally pull up my back test and I click this purple button, create automated strategy. And then I would choose, if I wanted to do it as a percentage of my portfolio allocation, a dollar amount, contracts, whatever. And it's literally done. Then you hit, make it active and your bot's done. So creating bots is super easy. The other thing is with Trade Steward, you can't take partial profits, meaning you can't have like 2 or 3 profit targets, which is crazy. So those are two of the biggest things. There's obviously, if you've been using Option Omega for back testing, anything you can back test, you can automate basically. GME, Faz, you going GameStop on me, huh? Let's see. GME and DJT, we got some meme stocks for earnings. Trading about $25. Are you bullish or bearish? GameStop's going down, huh? So we got about a $3 expected move. See, it's hard to do like the broken wing butterfly on these cheap stocks, but let's see. Guess I would do something like this. What else has earnings? Anything? Still not quite to 40%. If we bump up a point or two, should hit. About 15 cents away. By the way, we're working on the financial juice connection in our channel here. Apparently there's a new way to connect it, so we're getting that done. Yeah, this decay definitely slowed down. All right, I'm over 40% now. Just chopping around unchanged. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take some off at 40% here. Close two more. I mean, VIX isn't really going up. It's just kind of chopping. I think sometimes if you see the premium really start to expand, but price isn't going anywhere, it's just anecdotal, but to me, it seems like a lot of times you'll see a bigger move, but I think they're just trying to hold a little bit of premium back till the end of the day. $65 butterfly looks like it's trading for around $1.30-ish. Good choppy action so far, though. A little less than 30 minutes to go. Taking off after power hour to go watch my son play his first high school baseball game, starting in center field. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. I'm going to try to hold this last contract up until at least till MOC here if we don't make a move. Will do, will do. He's been working hard. Something lit a fire in him the last like 6 months or so ago. I think he was scared he wasn't going to make the team. So he's literally been hitting every single day for hours. He's out to prove something. It usually was me pushing him. Hey, let's go hit. Hey, you need to practice more outside of practice. Push, push, push. And now it's him pulling me everywhere. Dad, let's go hit. I got to go hit. I want to go hit. Got the Royals home opener Thursday, which I'm also missing because he has a game. It's springtime, ladies and gentlemen. It is springtime. He bleeds blue, Troy. He bleeds blue. Royal blue. Not that dark navy blue. His trading skills, I don't know. He thinks he's a good trader because his stocks that he picked in his account are up. So he thinks he's got it all figured out. Inbred. Where's that coming from, Daedalus? I mean, that's kind of a low blow. SPX trying to go green again. Let me guess. Tesla is ripping. Still pushing a little bit. This little flush right here took me out of Tesla. This little flush. I had the right intention, the right game plan, almost. Almost had the right game plan. Netflix could not punch through highs of day. And SPX back down, back in the red. Just can't figure out who it wants to be when it grows up today. That's kind of a nasty little bar coming in. NASDAQ staying stronger. $68 to $61. That was a big 7-point move, Watson. Seemed like a big one. And the dip's getting bought up pretty quick. What happened to Tesla on my list? Tesla's not dipping. No dip in Tesla. Tesla only rip. SPX back in the green. Getting a little jumpy, getting a little bouncy. Got about 22 minutes to go, 12 minutes till MOC. Tesla now approaching that pre-market high of 286.30. Yeah, you and me both, Troy, my Rick. Looks like it's going to die a slow and painful death today, especially when I put it on with the intent of closing it early because the max upside profit was so small. But we still have 20 minutes. A lot can happen with Rick in 20 minutes. These options holding their premium pretty good. $70 butterfly, a little bit cheaper after this movement. $1.20 maybe. I thought there was a close all. Oh, there's a pause all trading. Troy, we got the man Troy on here. Troy, is there a exit all positions on the OO automation? Eject, pull the ripcord. Yeah, I was thinking, I know we talked about it. I was thinking it was there, but well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close out this last Iron Condor. At almost 50%. Got 7 minutes till MOC. Decay is pretty slow. I'm gonna close it. A little dip and rip makes it look like we may want to make a little push. Tesla ticked above pre-market highs. Just right in dead center of that Rick. Let's see where mine's at. Probably the same. Yep. I got to get above 80 to get out of max loss. Could save a few shekels if I close now, but I'm going to hold. I'm going for a big end of day move. Like 20 points would be great. That's right. I'd be kicking myself because my Rick rules are really just to ride or die. Let it go. We can go through highs of day. That'd be 86. Still be a loser, but not as big of a loser. Got two ducks on. One expires tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be for a beak profit. As long as we stay above 56.65. I've got one that expires on March 31st. That is well up the beak as well. No, I do them manually. I really just enter them on days when we have a decent sell-off, so the premium's juiced a little bit, and theoretically my downside break even is a little bit further away. Bouncing up to 73. Looks like S&P wants to stay green on the day. NASDAQ's up almost 0.5%. NASDAQ not too far off from its high of day. The problem with doing that with ducks is, you miss out on a lot of on a big uptrend. You miss out, when you're not seeing a lot of pullbacks. Like I like this area right here from October of 23 through March of 24. I probably didn't do a lot of ducks because there's very little pullbacks, and so kind of there's obviously a lot of profits to be had there. Probably smaller profits, but a little over 2 minutes till MOC. $75 butterfly, still only trading for $1.30-ish. How'd your wife take that? She wasn't as excited as you? Yeah, I remember when I used to try to explain option strategies to people who didn't trade. It's been a while. I learned my lesson. SPX up to yesterday's high. Oh yeah, I bet that went well. No, honey, I'm quitting my job. I'm creating an option backtesting tool. What? S&P up 10, NASDAQ up 106. It's like a good exit on my iron condor. Oh boy, Tesla's still going. $435 million sell side. A little dip on that report. Did he say it wrong again? Why is the market dropping? Yeah, 437 sell side. $75 fly up to $1.50. I mean, a 5-point move today is a lot. Just too aggressive with your entries, Watson, or what do you think? Just getting in at some of these peaks. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna enter a 75 fly. I guess trading for $1.50, $1.60. All right, working a 75 and an 80. Filled on the 75. Can we get a move away from 75? Google's pushing to new highs of day. Microsoft bouncing. Tesla still at highs of day. MSTR pushed through highs of day. NASDAQ just under highs of day. SPX is 77. Need over 80. Push over 80. Three minutes. Anybody in Awooga? Early Wooga. OG Wooga would probably not be doing well because it was near lows of day. Back down to 75. 90 seconds to move away from 75. Down to 74. Excuse me. 73. Forty seconds. Hanging around 75. Need a move. Need a quick move. To 77. 5 seconds. Ding, ding, ding. 5776.65. So that'll be inside the valley. Needed to be above 78 to the upside for Mahomes to be a winner. All right, all. That is a wrap. Let's see. Tomorrow, Chad will be still shooting innocent birds. So I will be streaming live at the Open for day trading. And then we will be back for Power Hour. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.